to episode 6. I have my trainer, Maddie.
Madfitmaddison.
We've literally been talking about recording this episode since I started, and I just never had the chance to because I am busy. She's busy at like the opposite times of when I am free, and when she's free, I'm not free.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are on a Friday.
We made it.
Yeah, I don't know how we managed to figure it out, but I'm really glad that you're finally here.
Yes.
And she is, full bump. And she is not quite ready to pop yet.
We've got like a month left.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It's like 5 weeks to go.
And she wasn't even showing for like more than half of it.
Yeah, I just started showing. Like, I feel like 3 weeks ago, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant.
I know. She's like, wow, it's finally happening, guys. I don't know how that happens. Like, you're pregnant, and yet you still have like crazy abs happening and you're still glowy and you're not like swollen like you say that you are, but like
just my ankles.
Yeah, like your jawline, your face still like normal, like you're not a typical pregnant woman right now.
I know. I will say working out this entire time has been helpful to that, and then drinking lots of water and not taking the eating for two too literally.
Oh my God.
No offense to moms that do that because I get it.
Respect. Like, eat what you feel like you need to.
No, exactly. I have all these cravings, but I feel like I've had such bad acid reflux that it's been like my saving grace in a way because it stopped me from caving into my cravings. And then I've been able to focus on just increasing my calories about 200 to 300 plus. Rather than, I know...
So it's not like a huge jump. It's kind of just like really, one small thing up.
Yeah. You're only supposed to... I mean, the baby is so small.
It's not like an actual,
you're not feeding
dog.
Another adult. You don't need to increase your calories by 1,000. And a lot of moms do that. And I'm like, that's fine. You do you. But it does cause a lot of health issues. And that's why a lot of moms get like preeclampsia and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh. So how would you rate your overall pregnancy? Including the good and the bad. Like, how would you rate it on the scale of 1 to 10? 10 being, like, perfect. I am, like, Kylie
Jenner?
I was like, Kardashian? What? Yeah, like, her pregnancy seemed so perfect and beautiful and graceful and, or 1 being, like, I will never, ever do this again. Where are you on the scale?
So... I feel like it depends which trimester we're talking about, because first trimester, I was like, I hate my life. I understand why people don't want babies now, because I wasn't necessarily unhappy about being pregnant. It was just a surprise to me. So, yeah, first trimester, a -3. Second trimester, amazing. It's like the honeymoon phase because the morning sickness is over. I was barely showing anyways. I finally don't have a period, which I was not mad about.
Wait, am I stupid for not knowing this? Like, you just don't have your period?
No, you don't get your period. Yeah, that's why women who have like PCOS and stuff like that, if they don't have a regular period, that's why it's actually hard for them to have babies. Because your period is what helps you to be able to have babies.
See, I'm a woman. I don't know these things. I just don't pay attention to the book, I guess.
Yeah, so that's why one of the symptoms is you'll miss your period. That's how I found out I was pregnant, too. I missed my period by like 2 days, and I am a regular, so I was like, something's wrong.
Bro.
But yeah, so second trimester was incredible, and now we're in the third trimester, and I'm not as miserable as I was the first trimester, but it's still kind of rough. I'm at that point where I get it now, because my second trimester, I was like, I don't mind being pregnant anymore. Like, this is
like, the
fine.
bump was just, like, a little
barely
cute.
There.
It almost felt like a fake bump at one point. We were just like, she's pushing it, but like, if she were to like flex, it'd not be there at all.
I literally could get rid of it. There's like pictures of me in Hawaii at 20 weeks, and I had abs still.
Yeah. Couldn't be me.
Cracked me up.
Yeah, I swear, sometimes I'll show up to the gym and, like, I drank so much water and, like, I was extremely bloated. I'm like, girl, I look more pregnant than you do. I'm not gonna lie. But now that her bump is finally, like, here and, like, formed and just, like, here to stay, it is such like it's like a little thing that people always come to at the gym when they just like, they want a little distraction during their workout, and they're like, hi, can I pet you really quick?
I know, I'm getting used to that too. That's also a thing.
Does that bother you at all? Because some moms are very anal about it.
No,
and like, don't
but
touch me.
Yes. Like when I was in my second trimester, I was like, there's barely a bump. This is weird. I'm barely believing I'm pregnant still.
Julia literally would pet her every single time we would work out. She's like, so how's Eden doing? And I'm like, girl, she's not really showing it all.
Not there yet. Exactly. I wasn't ready to be pet. Now that I have a belly, it's like I don't mind it. I'm just still adjusting to it because it's weird when people just come up to you and start rubbing your belly. Like, it is the weirdest thing ever. But now I'm used to it.
Yeah.
It just depends on the person. If I'm not close with you, then I'm like,
you're like, please.
I feel like we don't need
back
to do
up,
this.
honey.
But like my clients and my friends and stuff, I don't care. If anything, I just stick her out and I'm like, I know, it's
feel
crazy.
her up.
I have a belly now. But yeah.
No, yeah, for sure.
But overall, I would rate this pregnancy 6 because there's been ups and downs. I'm like super excited. I'm very happy. I still will say I'm never doing this again though.
Really?
I already knew in my heart I only wanted one kid. I told Josiah that. One of my own. We want to adopt.
Okay, that's what I thought.
That's always been
I
on my
wasn't sure
heart.
if that was still the plan.
Yeah, I mean, a part of me never wanted to be pregnant ever, but I knew, I'm like, I'm sure whoever my future husband is going to want at least one of their own. And now, obviously, I'm so excited to like
having a little mini
us.
Joe girl, because like usually the girl looks a lot more like the dad for some reason, and
fingers crossed.
Plus, he's got the darker features and the more dominant genes.
Yeah.
So like his features are definitely going to be like more kapow.
Yes.
And like, hey, look at me.
I hope.
Yeah, because I'm
like one of those people that literally wants their kid to look like the dad because I'm very aware how beautiful he is and his whole family is beautiful.
Oh my gosh. His mom and his sister, unreal. Like his mom does not look like a mom. Looks like so youthful, so glowy, so like full of life still. Like that's probably a weird thing to say, but you know what I'm trying to get at? Like she looks amazing. And then his sister,
Filipino genes. That's why I'm like
beautiful, like she's Moana.
I know.
She is Moana with just like
gorgeous.
Like the flowy long hair. Oh my gosh.
And because they're like completely mixed. It's his mom is Filipino and his dad is Italian, which is like my two favorite things.
You won't have to worry about maybe baldness ever?
No, I don't think so.
Because like...
No. Especially with how bad my acid reflux has been. Apparently that's a thing.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Apparently everyone's been saying that to me because I've said how horrific it's been and it's been horrific. Like,
oh my gosh.
That's why I'm ready for her to get out. But apparently if your baby has a lot of hair, you get really bad acid reflux. And so we'll see when she comes out.
She's like...
If she has a lot of hair, it's not because of me. I'm not blessed with good hair genes. But gosh. Josiah's family, like his mom has hair down to her butt. Caitlin chopped her hair as short as mine, and it's already grown back down here. So
yeah. Like, if I were to, like, not cut my hair every 2 months, it would have been down here by now.
Yeah. I envy you. I want that for me, but since that doesn't happen, I'm like, we'll just stick to short.
Maddie was so against me cutting my hair short in the beginning. I think, was it a year? No, it was like almost 2 years now since I cut my hair short and kept it that way.
Now I'm glad you did because it looks so good on you.
Yeah, I can't see myself with short hair or long hair again for a while.
Yeah.
It's a bit heavy. Like, I feel like it almost weighs me down. And versus short hair, I feel so much more free. So, like, anyone that's ever on the fence about, like, cutting their super long hair because it's, like, their like, blanket, their safety net, I would just say, if you feel like you've been thinking about it quite often, just do it. It's just hair. Like,
especially if you have good hair genes and it's going to grow back fast, then it's not
I wouldn't
a big
be worried.
deal.
Like, as long as you know, like, your lifestyle. So for me, I style my hair a lot. I've just been not at it lately because I've been segueing straight into, like, busy season. It's been insanity for me. that's why it's always in a hair clip now.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that I love styling my hair. I love curling it. I love straightening it. So, like, maintaining that short hairstyle is, like, totally fine for me. But there are certain girls that can't. They literally just, like, put their hair up in a bun, or they put it in a ponytail, and then they call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
Or they, like, I don't know, like, put it in a ponytail and don't wash it for 5 days, and then repeat that cycle once they wash it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's, like, evaluate before you jump the gun. Yeah. I evaluated for, like, 2 years. And
I'm
then
glad
I finally
you did it.
I love it.
It fits your personality more. You're such a, like, businesswoman, too. So I feel like it's so you. And it's
so nice when I shoot
like,
weddings.
Matured you so much in the best way.
Aw, thank you.
Because I know some people would take that personally, like, what? I look older? And I'm like, no, in a good way. Like, you look mature.
There's a good and bad way of
yeah,
being
it just
older.
makes you look so professional.
Yeah.
But, of course, anytime someone has beautiful long hair and they tell me they're going to chop it off, I'm like,
why?
Why would you do that? Because I've never experienced long hair. So I'm like, if you can have long hair, why would you chop it off?
Why would
you know, I used to have extensions. So I'm like, I dream of having that hair.
Her wedding day, she had the best set of extensions. It was just like, well, she has like brown hair right now with like, you know, warm tones. She was platinum blonde before. When I met her, she was platinum blonde, like super short hair, and then during her wedding in October, she had gotten long extensions, and her hair was down to her, like, butt almost. Yeah. And it was, like, the best of both worlds, but, like, now she's in her natural tones, and, like, it's definitely crazy to see, like, the change in you.
Right?
Like, I don't, like, your online training courses, you have, like, old training videos on there. And I've once seen them, and I was like, who the hell is that?
Yeah. It's funny because since I've, like, over time built my online course, there's, like, some of me blonde, and then some of me like, pink, and some of me red, and then some of me with black hair. Because remember when I, like, initially went brown, it was pretty much too dark. Black.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah. So it's just so funny to, like, look at my videos too, and I'm like, oh my gosh, my clients are probably like, holy cow, my trainer's been a different person like so many times. I know. But now I'm embracing more natural. Shout out to Josiah. He's like, the one that, because I always ask him, of course I want his opinion, but he's just too nice. He's like, I think you look beautiful no matter what you do.
Of course.
And I'm like, just tell me, like, which hair did you prefer? Because I've had them all now, so tell me what you like. And he's like, I just want to see your natural color. And I was like, oh, I don't like my natural color.
Yeah, that's
it's dirty blonde.
Yeah.
But technically, this is my natural color that's coming out now.
Yeah.
I didn't have her touch up my, like, roots at all. So.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. It just looks a lot darker.
When the light hits, it's, like, different tones.
Yeah, there's, like, I feel like there's a little bit of, like, red still in there. Probably from when I had red hair.
Yeah, it's definitely, like, creeping at the bottom, kind of towards the outer parts, and then it goes up, like, more dirty, ashy.
Yeah.
Which I think is really neat, because, like, you can't really tell what your natural color is.
No, you'd have no idea. But I'm like, I swear I'm technically blonde. Like, if you look at my arm hair, it is blonde.
Yeah, it's definitely blonde.
But I'm dirty blonde. But yeah, Josiah's the one that was like, I just want to see your natural color. So then I was like, okay, I'll try it out.
As you wish.
And now I'm so glad because I really like how my hair is growing out and with the little blonde pieces too. And he likes my blonde pieces in the front. So.
It's a nice like little face framer.
Yeah. And then now it's actually really easy to take care of my hair. And like we said, I'm a mom now. So I feel like I'm not going to have a lot of time to go to the salon and
girl, you're going to be frantically running around like a crazy chicken with no head, and you're going to be like, thank God I don't have to do, like, maintenance on my hair.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, oh, best timing, Joe, best timing. He even tells me that I should get my lashes off and all this stuff, and I'm like,
don't push it.
Too far.
Don't push it, sweetheart.
I'm like, I love you, but that's the one thing. I don't know how to do my makeup. I don't wear makeup.
Literally don't wear makeup.
So I'm like, this is it for me. And then I like a lip color on. That's it. So... Like, no, you can't take that away from me.
Yeah, that was like borderline, and we don't cross that line.
Yeah, I'm like, but you're sweet, thanks.
So, can you believe that you've been training me for 2 years now?
I think that's crazy.
2 years and like 2 months now.
It almost makes me emotional because anyone who's with me 2 years and over, like, thank you for trusting me that long and and sticking with me because I never expect that. I expect to help you guys reach your goals and then I assume you're going to leave me. But when you guys don't, I'm like, oh, I'm attached to you too. Now you can never leave.
I think it's so crazy. So I had picked her up to bring her to the studio today. And I parked in front of her house and I remembered like flashbacks of when she used to train us during COVID time. And it was in her garage. Peak Arizona hot summer season, and we are sweating our asses off, and she is, you know, just la-di-da, like happy go galley, like she's just so happy all the time. So like she's training us in her garage, and it's so crazy to think that we've come this far. And it's like, I may or may not have fluctuated in like my journey, but like mentally and like my relationship with like how I see myself and how I see others and their efforts and their like journey is like totally different now. And I'm able to explain health things to my mom or my dad when they're like, you know, questioning something about their health. I already have the knowledge because you gave that knowledge to me. You know?
Now it all makes sense and you don't feel confused by the internet.
Oh, I know. Like, so we're going to be talking about our families and their imprint that they've left on us through their words and just like traumatic things that have shaped us to be who we are today or who we were before. So I come from a very traditional family, Asian family that uses their words in a very non-mindful way. They will make comments about my body in the sense that, oh, you could be doing this so that you could look like your friend or my best friend's daughter or by whatever, you know? And it was like, I would lose weight and then they would be like, why aren't you respecting the family by eating when we have dinners? Or do you not like our cooking? Or all these things, blaming me like, you don't value food or you don't value our time together for dinners, like whatever the case is. Like it was always blame on me. I could never win. And I developed such an unhealthy relationship with myself, how I saw myself, how I saw others, because I would hate looking at people that were, in a sense, skinnier than me because I felt like I was threatened and I felt like I was on the verge of being compared to. If I was standing right next to a person that was looking skinnier than me, I felt like you know, in the scene in SpongeBob where, like, he's in his brain and, like, the file cabinets and then there's, like, frantic red lights and it's like, that's literally how I feel sometimes. It's like the lights start blaring and, like, the alarm goes off and I'm just, like, freaking the fuck out because I feel like someone's going to compare me to this person.
Because it's all you know. I mean, your own mom embedded that in your brain. It's literally all you knew was to compare. And then it, like, almost trains us to try to pick apart other people to make ourselves feel good, too. Yeah,
and that's not fair to myself or others, and it's something that I've finally learned to let go of. And that was, like, a huge thing, but then another battle that I had to go through was my body dysmorphia. I would look at myself in the morning, fully naked, and go on the scale immediately. It was like a ritual every single day that I would have. I would look at myself, see the things that my mom pointed out, and be like, oh, she was right. Or she would never lie to me. So, like,
moms are the most honest.
They're the most honest. No one will ever watch out for you the way that your mom does, right? Like, that's the line that they will always embed into your head. Like, your friends or outsiders will always lie to you or make you feel comfort when that's not the truth. Your mom, me, I'm always going to be truthful to you. And your truth could be the truth, but is it helpful? Is it kind? No, it's not.
Exactly. Because there's a way to go about being honest in a loving way. Like, because honesty is love. I feel like if someone is honest with you, it's because they genuinely love you.
And they care for you.
Yeah, but I don't like hard love or tough love. I don't like that.
Yeah.
You
and that's how Asians are. Like, that's
There's
their
a loving
entire
way.
philosophy.
Yeah.
Whether it comes to, like, your body image or your career, your success, like, hard love is what makes you feel like you are being pushed and you will thrive through the fight or flight type of mindset. And so I feel like it was just, like, a really weird way to grow up. Like, being, at the age of, like, 4 and being able to understand things around you and what you're being told.
Yeah.
And, like, so this is, like, the primary example that I always immediately think of is my best friend Amanda is my parent, like, her parents are my parents' best friend. They've been close friends since we were, like, 2 or 3 because they worked together at the same nail salon. My mom and dad worked for them when they first, like, moved to Arizona. And then from then on, they just became lifelong friends, and they're still best friends till this day. And then Amanda and I grew up, and we became closer than ever. But I always remember, like, growing up, my mom would be like, do you see how skinny Amanda is? Like, why can't you look like her? Or, like, she would compare herself to Amanda's mom and be like, why am I shaped this way? Why does, like, her mom look like a size 0 or size 2, like, how can she live that lifestyle? Or, like, what does she do so that she can obtain this look?
Yeah.
And all she ever did was say, oh, I'm going to starve myself for a week or whatever, or, like, limit myself so that I would drink all this water and, like, not eat.
Yeah.
And I'm finally, like, cracking it into her head. Finally, like, what you're teaching me, I'm cracking it into her brain now. She's finally slowly, like, reversing all the trauma that she's had before, and, like, her mindset of, like, how Asians go about dieting is, like, strict no eating, just drink water and have, a small snack, and that's it.
Yep.
And she's finally sort of kind of getting it, because, like, she's realizing, like, oh, it's not productive at all.
Yeah, it's not. If anything, you're destroying your metabolism by doing that. It's not healthy. You're going to feel like crap, and you can look good and still feel like absolute crap. So it's like you're not winning in the long run, and diets only lead to temporary results because they also put you in a temporary mindset. So
do you want to explain, like, the process of how your metabolism can get, like, fixed, or, like, like, all that stuff, like, how we can shift our mindset into thinking, like, we don't need to starve ourselves?
Yes, exactly, because a lot of us are trained into thinking the only way to lose weight is to go on a diet. That's just what society says, but that's not the answer. If anything, you're just ruining your metabolism in the long run, and you're not going to have permanent results because mentally, you didn't change anything mentally. You just wanted fast results because you wanted to go on a diet. So I do not recommend going on a diet if you want to lose weight. You're just going to destroy your metabolism. The number one thing that dictates the speed of your metabolism is the amount of muscle on your body. Good example of that is men. Men have way more muscle naturally. They have testosterone. They have more muscle than us. So that's why men can get away with stuffing their face, because it's hard for them to, quote unquote, overeat because their metabolism is so fast.
Yeah, and it goes right through them too.
Yeah. So as a woman, if we want to have a man's metabolism or something close to that, to where we can enjoy ourselves and live our life and get away with eating a lot more food, we need to first fix and speed up our metabolism. And the way to do that is putting on muscle.
Yeah.
So that's why doing endless amounts of cardio, that's not the answer. You're not building muscle when you do cardio. If anything, you're losing muscle. When you go on a diet, you are starving yourself. You're under eating. What is your body supposed to burn through if you're not feeding it? Muscle. So sure, yeah, you lost 10 pounds in 1 week. Congratulations.
It's water weight.
Yeah, 5 of that was water weight. 2 of that was maybe fat. Another 3 was muscle. You're just hurting yourself in the long run. That's why the scale doesn't mean anything to me. I get excited when my girls lose weight because I know we're doing it the right way.
Yeah.
I know the weight they're losing is the right weight, so I'll get excited. But when someone goes on a diet and they're like, yeah, I lost like 20 pounds all on my own, I'm like, oof.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
What did you do to get to that point?
Yeah.
If you're just losing a lot of muscle, you are now slowing down your metabolism. And now when you try to go back to a quote-unquote normal lifestyle, or you try to go and enjoy your life and eat food, because food is fun. I love eating too.
I know.
But now it's so easy for you to put the weight back on because your metabolism has slowed down so much.
Mm-hmm. You're just storing it. It's just sitting there and it's not being burnt off. As
now it's easy to overeat. It makes it extremely easy to overeat when you have a slow metabolism.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that you could only be burning like 1,300 calories a day.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty easy to eat more than 1,300 calories a day, especially if you go out to eat. Because I think one meal when you go out to eat is probably 1,200 to 1,300 calories right there.
Yep.
So now you're training yourself, okay, well, all right, I'm burning 1,300 calories a day. Now I have to be on a 1,200 calorie diet. You're going to feel like literal crap, which is why with my girls, I focus on a balanced diet. Carbs are your friend. Don't fear carbs. Healthy fats are your friend. And get your protein in. That's what I stress the most because protein is what's going to help you to build muscle and to retain muscle while we lose weight. If you're not getting enough protein in, then how are we supposed to build up that muscle we broke down in the gym?
Exactly. There's nothing for it to build off of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the key to losing weight is fix your metabolism. Not every, but almost every person that comes to me and they're like, yeah, I just want to lose 5 or 10 pounds. Like if they don't have a dramatic amount of weight to lose, I'm like,
so that's a part that's a part of your assessment
problem,
right?
Yes.
If they're just like there for like short term, you're probably like, I don't think we're the best fit, huh?
Yeah, it just depends on what their goals are. I really like to focus on metabolism transformations, and most women nowadays, their problem is their metabolism.
Yes.
If you have a lot of weight to lose, I'm going to treat you a little differently when it comes to your meal plan, and we are going to put you in a bigger deficit. Maybe I will recommend a little bit of cardio, but if someone's coming to me and they're like, I don't really care about the scale as much, but I'm storing all this weight in my stomach. Right there, if you hold a lot of weight in your stomach, that's a sign you have a slow metabolism. Mm-hmm. Or you're still overeating. Mm-hmm. And if you have a slow metabolism, it's easy to overeat too. So fix your metabolism and everything else follows. You'll lose the weight easier. The scale won't even really matter to you anymore because you're not going to care. You're putting on all this muscle. The scale is a liar.
Yeah.
The scale doesn't tell you, oh, well, you actually did lose 5 pounds of fat, but you also gained 5 pounds of muscle. So the scale
it's
looks
just
like
a number that doesn't give you an explanation. And like when you rely on that number, it is so dangerous.
Yeah, it's really toxic. And I used to be the same way. We
bonded over that.
Yeah. I used to be obsessed with the numbers and obsessed with counting calories. And it's just an unhealthy obsession. Once you just learn that it's the lifestyle and I choose to be healthy because I want to feel good. I don't care what I look like anymore. The looks will follow, honestly.
Yeah, it really will. And like you're going to feel it and you're going to be so much more happy because I went through it personally. I don't think I told you the full extent of it, but I'm pretty sure you probably saw it from like your experience of it all. But last year when I was prepping for my birthday, it was when we first moved to TG, our gym right now. I was super hyped to be in a new environment, and we did our first few workouts for the first time at that gym, and it like triggered something in me, and I was like obsessive, basically. And I had a goal. I had a goal to look a certain way, feel a certain way, look like tiny for my birthday in November. My birthday is November 21st, so it's coming up. So there's a lot of trigger things that are happening, but we're not going in that same pathway this year. But last year, when I was prepping for my birthday from September to November, I went to the gym maybe 5 or 6 times a week, and I was obsessive with it. I would sometimes even go twice a day without Maddie knowing, and I would eat once a day or once every 2 days. And she probably doesn't know this, so that's why she's probably like,
grounded.
Yeah. So,
but it just shows me you were in that diet temporary mindset.
Exactly, and that's the example that I wanted to go about. So I became very, very obsessive with it. I was crabby, like you said. I was short-tempered. I had dizzy spells. I would sometimes black out. Like I would be laying down or I'd be sitting for a while and I would get up and I wouldn't see anything.
You had low blood sugar from not eating.
Mm-hmm. So
no
I wasn't able to see. My vision was like black, and then it would be staticky, and then I'd have to sit down, close my eyes, and then I had vertigo all the time. Literally any sort of caffeine.
I remember you going through that.
Yeah,
but
we
now
couldn't
I
figure out why.
understand more of what was going on.
Yeah, and it was like my biggest secret at the time. Like I was embarrassed basically because everyone around me was so proud that I wanted to use that as my motivation to keep doing what I was doing. Mm-hmm. But no one knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
They just thought, oh, she's being consistent and that she's posting that she's at the gym, so she's putting in the work. But they don't realize that like 75 to 80% of like your results are through diet and your consistency in the gym to build up that muscle so that you're able to keep that weight off.
Exactly. Because let's say it worked and by your birthday you looked exactly how you wanted to look. Now you try to go back to eating like a normal person again so you can feel good again. Mm-hmm. So easy to gain the weight back.
Yep.
Now it's like we have to be cautious about reintroducing our calories because it's so easy to accidentally overeat even when you don't think you're overeating.
Yeah. And so like when it comes to my birthday, I definitely get a little triggered when it comes to this time of the year because growing up, my mom would make comments about like my weight and that I needed to look a certain way so that I would be presentable to my extended family if we were ever going to go down to do like family reunions or Christmas parties or whatever. We don't do that anymore, so thank God. But like that would like trigger me so badly. Like I felt like I needed to frantically lose like 7 pounds in a week.
Yeah.
And I would do everything in my power with my mom and we would have this like set goal to like go on a diet together. And I'm like, that just set me up for failure because growing up now, I can't get that out of my brain. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I'm finally progressing to this healthier spot in my life where I'm able to see these triggers and these red flags and like the things that I do because we've made it like aware, you know? Because I didn't know before. I didn't know any better.
And we can sit here and be like, oh, well, Trish's mom is awful and how dare her do this to her and traumatize her because my mom pretty much did the same thing to me. I can relate a lot. And I used to have all this bitterness towards her. And I'm sure you have or had bitterness towards your mom too. But once you realize that it's just their own insecurities that unfortunately they put on their daughters, then it helps you to feel a little more empathetic to them.
Yeah.
And realize, okay, you did this because you felt insecure or you feel insecure and you're trying to make sure I don't feel insecure like you feel. But now you want me to look like what you want to look like and maybe I don't want to look like that.
Yeah. I don't need to.
Yeah.
You know, like exactly. I'm not... like minus 30 pounds is not going to make me feel fulfilled.
Skinny does not mean healthy.
Yeah.
It does not. And it's better to feel good, in my opinion, than it is to look good.
Yeah.
But I personally feel like if you do feel good, then you do look good.
Yeah.
Because it shows you're taking care of yourself. You have less inflammation in your body and you're going to have some muscle popping through. And when you take care of yourself, your body will follow. Your body usually will tell you if you're taking care of it or not.
And I think it's really important to be able to recognize when things are getting a little obsessive or unhealthy in that way of like you being triggered and you're dealing with things in a not very good way. I took a step back.
Yeah.
When after my birthday and I continued, I think it was after Thanksgiving, I had spent a little bit of time in California for Thanksgiving. So I was pretty much alone with just like my cousins and all that stuff. And then I got back and I tried to get back into the groove of things of being consistent at the gym again. But the whole process of, I overate during my birthday week and then I overate during Thanksgiving, I felt like I needed to punish myself.
And that's what society does, just as a whole, is we think, okay, well, I overdid it, so now I'm going to starve myself, but that does not help your body burn that fat. That's not helping you. No. Putting yourself in a healthy deficit will help you burn off that fat you might have put on during the holidays. Yeah. Because we all put on fat during the holidays, even me.
Even our beloved trainers, that is shredded.
Enjoy your holidays. Yeah. Food is not the enemy. But there's a healthy way to get back in the routine without starving yourself. Because now your metabolism is going like this because you went from overeating to undereating and overeating to undereating. And that within itself is something that people will do. Sometimes where they binge on the weekends and then they starve themselves all week to punish themselves.
Yeah.
And your metabolism hates nothing more than that.
Yeah.
There's no consistency.
I was so not consistent after my birthday celebration week because I had drank so much. So actually, this key thing that she taught me was that alcohol really, like, withholds you from your results.
It does.
Because
I know everyone hates to hear that.
I know. But I was very upset about it. And I was going through thyroid problems because of how much I was drinking. And then we did Sober October, and I lost like 16 pounds alongside with like what happened with my diet and all my bad habits. Yeah. So like it does have... It's real. It's definitely real.
Alcohol plays a huge role on your thyroid, your metabolism,
I gained
your
so
hormones.
much weight. I gained so much weight after my birthday. Like, it just shot up, like...
Because you starved yourself. So your metabolism was like, we slowed down. You lost a lot of muscle.
You did this on your own, bitch.
Skinny, but it's like, okay, but what about the gains?
Yeah, exactly.
We like the gains.
I definitely... There we go.
Oh, there we go.
My bad. Definitely forgot to turn on the light brighter because I have this little handy-dandy remote here that...
She's so cute.
Yeah. This is my nightlight, guys. La-di-da. Hopefully it's not too bright. That should be good. Yeah. Anywho, the podcast people will have no idea what's going on, but you'll see it. But anywho, well, sorry, technical difficulties in the studio. Anywho, please, just work with me. All right. I think we got it. Okay, sorry, guys.
Everything's fine.
The awkward silence of me just staring at my sign, hoping it doesn't knock over again. Okay, but as I was saying, we go through these terrible cycles, and we get triggered by certain foods and certain smells or certain experiences in the year or in life, and we don't really know how to overcome it. So I wanted to know if you had any advice for people that struggle with like certain trigger foods, like things that really set them off. Like, how do you cope, or what is one thing that you would try to educate people on?
I think a lot of people think that they're just going to be motivated all the time once they start their fitness journey. Because if you're super motivated in the beginning, you think everything's going to be fine. I'm going to stay motivated. Motivation is bullshit. It really is. It's you getting into building healthy habits that is the key. And just know that if you mess up, it's not the end of the world. Because when you start looking at it as, I want to live the lifestyle, rather than I need to be perfect all the time, that's when you finally get into a healthy mindset. It's a lifestyle. You're not supposed to be perfect. There is no one out there that is perfect. Maybe unless you do competitions, because you guys are a different breed. But
y'all are crazy.
Also, competitions are, and people can hate on me all they want, but they are so bad for you. They are extremely unhealthy for you physically, for you mentally, because when you're that perfect and your body looks that shredded, then when you start to have a normal body again... and you're not completely deprived of water, then now you give yourself body dysmorphia. So
I know.
You don't need to be perfect. There is no such thing as being perfect because when it's a lifestyle, you should be able to enjoy living your life. Be healthy 85% of the time. If you take care of yourself, you're going to feel amazing. Do it because you want to feel good. Do it not because you want to look a certain way, because that's not going to drive you. At the end of the day, when someone comes to me and they're like, I just want to look like this and I just want to be more confident, I'm like, that's great. But how do you feel?
Yeah.
How do you feel on the inside? How's your energy levels? Do you have unhealthy gut health? When you look at it from that point of view, rather than being obsessed with the way you look, now you get into the healthy lifestyle and you choose to eat healthy because you want to feel good. And you stop eating healthy because you want to just look a certain way. Take care of yourself because you don't want to have health issues like your parents do or your grandparents.
Right.
Be the one that sets the good example.
Yeah.
For your friends, for your family, for your loved ones, for your children. When you start making it about that, everything changes.
Yeah.
And now it becomes more of a habit, just like making your bed every day or brushing your teeth. Just focus on being healthy because you want to feel good.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you have a vacation, that's why when my girls tell me I'm going on vacation.
Sorry, I needed to sneeze, but it's not coming, so it'll just randomly happen.
It'll happen, and then we'll all be scared.
La-di-da.
But when my girls tell me they're going on vacation, I'm like, good for you. What are you going to eat? Are you so excited?
And they're like low-key afraid to tell you.
No, and I want them to enjoy their vacation because I used to have that really unhealthy mindset of when I would go on vacation, I still thought I needed to be absolutely perfect because I didn't want to mess with my results or I didn't want to come back and gain 5 pounds. It's life. You're fine. It's mostly water weight anyways. You really think you can ruin your incredible results in a week or 2 weeks of getting off track?
After you've been working out for a year and a half?
Yeah. And once you eat so healthy, your body craves healthy anyways.
Yeah.
So when you are on vacation, if anything, most of the time you can't wait to go home. Because you're like, I just want to get back on track.
It's so true. So
I just want to feel good again. I feel like
literally
crap. I've been on the toilet. I've been puking. I've been drinking too much. Like, I feel like crap.
Yeah. So she created a meal plan for my brother when he was at probably his heaviest because he had lived in Vietnam for about 4 months and he just was drinking every day Vietnamese beer, and beer is the worst thing for bloating and being bigger and growing faster. Yeah, whatever. So he literally was working out 2 hours a day, 6 days a week, getting no results, and he was just not shredded. He wasn't leaning out. He was just still bulky, Yeah. And he did not know why. And Maddie gave him a meal plan and it completely transformed his metabolism because he is literally insane. He doesn't season his foods. The meal plans that she had set up for him, so it was potatoes, I think sweet potatoes with 6 ounces of rice and something protein, chicken. He would just boil it.
There's always a veggie, a protein, and a carb.
So he would just boil his chicken, toss in a little bit of salt on top, put it on top of rice. Then he would just he would chop up the sweet potatoes, put it in the air fryer, toss it on top, and just eat it plain like that. And he literally was shredded so quickly.
Yeah.
And he ate the same meal 3 times a day for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So imagine eating that same meal.
Really good results.
It was insane.
And it just goes to show that you could be working out as much as you want, but if your nutrition doesn't line up with how much you're working out, especially someone who works out 2 hours a day.
He's insane.
That's great. You do you, not me. But if you want to work out 2 hours a day, you better be getting your calories in. Because if you're not eating enough, you're just losing muscle. You're just destroying your metabolism.
And he questioned it all the time. He's like, I work out so much, and I'm consistent. I'm the most consistent person that I've ever met, And yet I'm not getting results, and
it's frustrating.
Even storing fat. I'm sluggish. You'd think working out, you'd be peppy and happy and full of energy after. He was the opposite.
Yeah, you feel like crap.
Yeah, and he just
because he's depriving himself.
Yeah.
Of his nutrients that he needed.
Yeah,
and a lot of people fear carbs too. They automatically think, if I need to lose weight, I have to go on. He still
kind of thinks that, even after you trained him.
That's everybody.
I know.
Or they think I need to cut out my carbs to lose body fat. And I'm like, that has nothing to do with it at all. Carbs are energy. It is our main source of energy. Yeah. Carbs break down into sugar, which converts to energy. So if you're depriving yourself of carbs, you're going to feel like crap in the gym and out of the gym.
Oh my gosh.
So now what's the point?
I remember it was one of our leg days, and when we were still working out at the gym, I still was kind of iffy about our meal plan and whatnot, and I just had protein and not really that much carbs because I could not keep it down. And I remember we did a leg day, and I stood up and I was like, yo, I'm feeling some type of way. I'm about to yak. Like, I told her so many different times. I'm like, Maddie, I'm not going to lie. I'm about to yak right now.
And I'm over there like, join the club. I have a list of girls now that have puked.
Yeah, my brother says to me that when he works out, he only takes 10-second breaks in between.
Well, that's a little crazy.
It
depends on your goals.
Most crazy person. Like,
you don't have to do that.
Yeah, I'm
that's
like,
not necessary.
If you ever expect me to take no breaks, and especially with the girls that we work out with, are you kidding me?
You guys take too long of breaks. If
I
anything,
know.
I'm like, get to work, you little
That's why
shit.
I can't be at 6 p.m. Because Mandy and Jenna are there.
Yeah,
and
those
Jaylen.
two are already bad enough. And then when you're thrown in too, I'm like, I'm going to be here all night. I'm never going home.
I feel so bad. We're
Text
like,
Josiah, I'm not even coming home tonight. What's the point?
Our sessions are supposed to be just like from 6 to 7 or 5 to 6. Mm-hmm. And we'll be there until like 7:45.
Yeah.
And she's like, yo, I got a husband waiting for me at home.
I gotta go. I'm the one that cooks the dinners, so.
I feel so bad because I'm like the one that actually tries to care about her time. And the rest of them are like, hey, bestie, you want to stay longer? And she's like, no, please no.
I gotta go, but here's what you guys need to finish since you didn't even finish your freaking workout.
I know.
At the same time, I allow it because it, like, brings me so much joy that everyone has become best friends. Like, it makes me happy.
How are Mandy,
That's why
Jenna,
I
and I
allow
are, like,
it.
the closest friends now?
It makes no sense. I never saw that coming.
I never saw it coming either.
You guys are literally best friends now. You hang out almost every weekend.
Yeah.
And that makes me so happy. At the same time, you guys are a bunch of little troublemakers, and you're not being good influences on each other, going out and drinking.
Hey, I've retired, okay? I am not a little hood rat anymore.
I'm so glad.
You're like, thank you, Michael.
No, literally, I'm like, Michael, we like you. Tone her down, tone her down.
No, literally, I really just, I look at my old stories and I'm like, how in the world did I go out twice a weekend, back to back, every weekend for 2 years straight?
Your poor body. This is why your thyroid was like...
Oh my God. Literally. Like, I'm pretty sure I cured myself by just, like, not doing it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we have a group chat. It's called Old Town Rats.
Oh, no. That's not good.
If that doesn't explain the extent of our... Yeah. So, like, don't put us together when we train. Mm-hmm. She has to put us in corner A and corner B and corner C.
I try, but does that really do anything? No.
We find our way together.
I will put Mandy all the way across the gym away from Jenna every night.
You turn around and
she's hanging out with us. And I'm like, wait, Mandy, why are you over here?
Literally.
Your set is over there. And she's like, I was taking a water break. And I'm like,
no,
she will be a water break
she's
by
supposed
Jenna.
to be on, like, the turf, like, doing abs on a mat. And then all of a sudden you just blink and you look over and you see Mandy all of a sudden by the upper body area with the dumbbells.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing here, sweetie?
And then her and Jenna are on their phone like, oh my God, look at this TikTok. And I'm like, I hate both of you.
Oh my God. No, I know better. You've
gotten better.
Yeah. I just realized, like, we pay Maddie to, like, be here and, like, we love her, but, like, one, she has to get out of here, and two, I want to get this over with.
I'm like, I love you guys, too. You guys are my best friends.
And I actually want to feel a sweat. Like, oh, my God, yesterday I met up, it was, like, on Wednesday. I met up with her outside the gym, and because I, like, had I had to talk to her, and so I met up with her after her workout at 6, and she comes out, and she's not sweating at all.
What did I even make her do?
I think she did, like, abs, I think, maybe. She was wearing her sweet sweat.
She did leg day on Wednesday.
Yeah. So she comes out, and her face is not red. It's not, like, sweating. There's not a bead of sweat on her face. No. And she's like, yeah, I'm sweating a lot, like, wearing my sweet sweat. And I'm like, what about up here?
Where is it on your face?
Where is it up here?
It's probably because she was talking to Jenna for so long after that.
Literally.
Was gone.
But also, I was, like, blowing up her phone, too. I was like, I need to talk to you. I have so much to talk about. So then she's, like, texting me, like, replying as quickly as she could and trying to be supportive and be there. But I was like, girl, I didn't even know that you were at the gym because of how quick you were responding. Like, you can put the phone down. You can put the phone down, sweetheart.
So grounded.
Do what you need to do, and we'll meet up later. And I come out, and I'm like, dude, did you even do anything in there? She's like, yeah, I worked really hard.
Maybe she did do abs that day, actually. Now that
I don't know.
She did legs yesterday. I lied.
She
did do abs.
Yeah, but I just thought it was
She's
really
still
funny.
Grounded, though.
So sidetracking one more time, but I had a friend that wanted me to kind of talk to you a little bit about the concept of body shaming within our families or within, like, society.
Yeah.
And if you had any, like, stories or personal experiences with that.
Yeah. I'll talk a little bit about, like, my story.
Yeah.
Then, and, like, how I got into fitness.
Yeah.
So I literally started working out in the 7th grade. Yeah. So it's so funny when people are like, oh, when did you start going to the gym? I'm like, it's been a while. Good. It's not a good thing.
Yeah.
7th grade, I just watched my mom work out all the time. If anything, it was a good thing at first.
Yeah.
Because I looked up to my mom. But then the things that my mom would say to me, it just triggered me. And so it made me become obsessed with going to the gym.
Yeah.
Because I was putting on a little bit of weight, don't get me wrong, but when I look back at pictures, I'm like, are you kidding me?
Where?
Literally, I'm like, okay, maybe I was putting on a little, but it wasn't anything that anyone needed to be concerned about at that point.
It was also like youth weight, like baby fat.
Yeah, I was in the 7th freaking grade.
Yeah, barely starting puberty either, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's okay. I'm going to put on a little bit of body fat. It's all right. I did eat like complete garbage though, and I was putting on body fat because I was eating like trash.
I'm pretty sure
whose fault is that?
I'm pretty sure Maddie was a hot Cheeto girl.
I was. I could sit down and eat a whole bag. I had really unhealthy habits, and all of my friends back in the day did not see this Maddie coming. I didn't see this Maddie coming either because I loved to eat, and I loved to binge eat. And I would get home from school, and I would have a bowl of Cocoa Puffs, and then I would eat Takis. And then I'd have a big, tall glass of milk.
There you go.
And that was my diet. But, like I said, whose fault was that? My parents. Did they teach me how to eat healthy? No. So then, when my mom made a comment one day, and I still remember it like it was yesterday, we're in the kitchen, and she's like, yeah, you're getting a little chunky. And I literally looked back at pictures of what I looked like, and I was like, why would you say that? Yeah. No, I wasn't. Now I understand her own insecurities, blah, blah, blah. But that was the start of my eating disorder. Mm-hmm. I then developed an eating disorder because, again, your mom is supposed to lift you up. Like, your mom is supposed to tell you how beautiful you are, and, like, that's your freaking job.
But they're proud of you no matter what, or how you look.
You're supposed to, like, shower me with love. And, yes, you can be truthful. She could have gone about that in a completely different way. She could have said,
hey, sweetheart, you're a hot Cheeto girl. Eat a little better.
Yeah, and this is what I recommend to you if you are a mother, or even if you, like, have a loved one that you just want to be honest with and you notice that they're going down a bad path in their health. Mm-hmm. Just let them know, hey, I'm a little worried about you. I feel like your health is changing, and I'm just so worried it's going to affect you internally, and it can really mess with your emotions and your hormones, and I just want you to be healthy.
Yeah.
That's how you say it. Tell them you just want them to be healthy. I don't want you to have health issues. I don't want you to have gut problems and IBS.
Yeah.
I don't want you to deal with that.
Yeah.
So you can say it from that point of view.
It comes from a place of love when you approach it in that way.
That, rather than being like, oh, you're getting a belly on you, or your thighs are looking a little thick. Yeah, my mom looked me up and down and told me I was getting a little chunky.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, as I was, like, in the kitchen eating hot Cheetos or something. But anyways, I'm like...
We don't speak about that.
I was so triggered. And then I became obsessed with the internet and obsessed with watching people on YouTube and trying to learn how to lose weight and, like, I didn't even need to lose weight, though. But my mom made me feel like, since I'm looking chunky, that means I need to lose weight. If anything...
Because she would never lie to you.
Yeah. If anything, I did not need to lose weight. I probably should have stopped eating so much food because I was on a bad path. Don't get me wrong, I was. Yeah. But I needed to fix my metabolism. I needed to focus on eating higher protein meals and eating complex carbs and not eating freaking hot Cheetos. And my gut health was going to doo-doo because hot Cheetos isn't the best thing for your gut health.
Yeah.
So... yeah, that's when my body dysmorphia started. I developed, I guess, like a form of anorexia, but I was never super extreme. Like, I can't say that I was skin and bones, but for how tall I am, I was pretty skinny.
No, her
and people were still concerned. Yeah, like, at the gym, since I was there all the time. And people recognize me. Like, I'm like this little 7th grader lifting next to the boys, you know? People knew who I was in there.
Yeah.
Someone approached me, like, multiple times. People would approach me and ask me if I was okay. because I had lost so much weight.
Oh,
How did I lose the weight? Because I went on diets.
Yep.
I was drinking Atkins shakes. I was only eating maybe 2 to 3 times a day. But I would consider an Atkins shake a meal. Like, that would be my lunch sometimes. I'd come home from school and just have a shake. And that's it. And I would snack on, like, I would count out my almonds. I'm like, I get 15 almonds.
That's literally what I used to do, too.
Yeah. I was
that just brought me
starving myself.
Blast to the past.
Yeah.
I literally just started staring in his face, and it just was like, let's float back into the past.
Oh, no. So, yeah, it was bad. I developed, like, a form of anorexia, and I thought I looked good. I was so proud of myself. I thought I looked amazing. And now I look back at those pictures and I'm like, no wonder people were concerned, because I was very offended when people would approach me in the gym and say, are you okay?
Because you work so hard for this, too.
Now I understand they did not mean any harm. They had every right to ask me.
100%.
I was a young girl and I went from normal to itsy bitsy.
Yeah.
But yeah, the next thing you know, what does my mom say? You are way too skinny, girl. You need to eat.
Can't frickin' win.
Or people would say, like, a lot of people went about it the wrong way. Those people that were concerned about me, even though I got mad, they actually went about it the right way. They were just concerned about me. Mm-hmm. But the people that would say you need to put some meat on those bones, they were just making it worse. Like, now I hated myself when I was skinny, and I'm like, I don't know how to win. I'm confused. I thought I looked like a Victoria's Secret model. Why are people now shaming me for being skinny? I'm healthy. I was far from healthy. I was very unhealthy. Mm-hmm. I was starving myself. I felt like freaking crap. I was so achy. All my joints were popping. And at this point, I'm probably like a freshman in high school. And I was like, I have the worst back of my life. My shoulders hurt. My elbows hurt. Everything hurts. Because I was depriving myself of nutrients. And I was just skin and bones with a little bit of muscle.
The little...
I was like super shredded, but in a bad way. Like, it was obvious I was starving myself to look like that.
Yeah.
But so then that triggered me again. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Mom. You triggered me once again. Then I became obsessed with fitness, though. I am glad I became obsessed with fitness. This is when I wanted to start putting on muscle, and I would look up to women in the gym that had a lot of muscle. Even though I never wanted to be as buff as them, I still, like, I had the courage, and I would approach women and ask for advice. And I still remember one of them gave me the best advice ever. She said, girl, you just need to eat. She said, I see you working out in here and, like, lifting the weights. You just need to eat. You're, like, really under eating. And she gave me her number. She was so sweet and asked me to write out a day of eating. And I did. And she's like, girl... You are under eating so bad. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, so teach me how to build a booty. I want to get fit. I want to be muscular. I'm sick of people making comments about either I was too chunky, now I'm too skinny. Like, I just want to make my mom proud. I just want to love myself. So then I got pretty buff, like buffer than I am now. Now I'm healthy.
Oh, she was jacked.
I got freaking buff. I had some big arms in high school, and I was so proud of them. Like, as I should have been. I think I looked great. But then what does my mom say?
Getting too muscular.
You are looking manly. I finally had an epiphany my sophomore year, and I was like, wait, I'm never going to be able to please her. I don't care anymore. Like, I finally didn't care because I finally felt so good about myself. And I was like, I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if you think I look manly. Like, you're just scared.
I can beat your ass.
Yeah. Especially if a man was like, you got some big arms. I'm like, and you should still have bigger arms than me, but you don't. So that's why you're insecure and you're saying such a thing.
Yeah.
Because then I would have, like, I had someone approach me in the gym one time. This was at LA Fitness.
Of course. I despise LA Fitness on Signal, Butte, and Baseline.
Yep, Signal, Butte, and Baseline.
Criminal.
Disgusting.
Shut it down.
But some guy came up to me, and I had grabbed the 50-pound bar, and I was doing curls. And, yeah, I was about to do curls. I didn't even get to start yet.
Yeah.
He walks up to me. I have my headphones on. I set down the weight, because I'm like, okay, seriously, dude? And then I was like, hi, what can I do for you? And he's like, are you sure you grabbed the right weight? That set a fire in me. I was like, yeah? But of course me, like, I was only in high school. I didn't have, like, my backbone yet, you know? So I was like, yeah, I'm sure I grabbed the right weight. And he's like, okay. had the best workout of my life that day. I was like, thanks for doubting me.
Who needs pre-workout when you got...
Yeah, you knew he was judging me.
Stupid men.
And at the same time, I'm like, you're just mad because you can't curl 50 pounds for 15 reps.
Without, like, a load of pre-workout and...
I lived off pre-workout. I was bad. My health journey has changed so much. I used to be like your typical fitness junkie.
Yeah.
Where I drank whey protein, which we all know is awful for your gut health, and I lived off of pre-workout, and I lived off energy drinks. I didn't care.
Textbook, like, gym rat.
Just gym rat. I was a gym rat. I wasn't worried about my health. I didn't actually care how I felt on the inside. At that time, I was still obsessed with the way I looked, because that's all it was to me, is I just want to look good, and I just want to feel good, and...
have a badonkadonk.
Yeah, and I loved being able to lift the same amount as my guy friends. Like, like Cullen, when we were dating.
Oh my God, yeah.
I would be lifting the same as him, because he started going to the gym because of me. Cameron Allen started going to the gym, went to the gym with me. We talk about it to this day. And he's like, yeah, I still remember the first time I went to the gym with you. And I was like a little embarrassed because I had to I was telling them what to do in the gym. And then also I was lifting the same amount as them. But that fueled my ego. I loved being able to lift as much as the boys. Now I'm on a whole different journey because, again, I just started realizing I look good, but I don't feel good.
Yeah.
I still felt like crap.
Yeah.
And that's why I get so honed in on my girls and remind them, I want you to feel confident. Like, this can be for your confidence too. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, but
don't revolve it.
Please don't make that your focus because, for one, you will lose motivation so fast. Because once you realize that looks are not everything, you're not going to care anymore. You'll lose motivation and you're going to fall off track.
That was the epiphany that I kind of had recently.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was so it was from the whole birthday obsession thing where I lost a ton of weight and no one noticed. And
I noticed, but I thought it was you dropping the alcohol. I was like, dang, look at all this water weight you're losing.
I had lost 23 pounds from the day I started sober October till my birthday in November 21st. Wow. And not a lot of people noticed, but I had a friend that struggled personally with an eating disorder, and she noticed immediately. But she didn't say anything because, you don't really talk about that.
Because it's you never know. It's
you don't want to assume.
Maybe it is from them being disciplined.
At the time, I was very big on creating TikToks about day in my life, and I was really consistent with that stuff, and I would do, clips of things that I would do throughout my day, and none of it included eating. And people were like, oh, maybe she just, didn't think to, include that in there. But no, it just wasn't a part of my day in life.
Because you just weren't eating.
Yeah. And my friend had noticed that, and one day I just decided to open up to her about it because she, told me about her struggles with it, and I felt comfortable enough to be like, hey, I think I finally have to acknowledge that I went through something like that, and we have been each other's backbone, trying to support each other, or anytime we get triggered by certain things that have been said to us, or we hear certain things, and it reminds us that we want to go back to old habits. Yeah. We talk to each other about it, and it's, amazing having that support when you feel triggered. And because not a lot of people understand, the urge of wanting to starve yourself. People would be like, how could you do that? Aren't you, starving? How would you be able to withhold yourself from eating? But,
when you're that unhappy with yourself, you'll do anything.
Exactly. And, it wasn't about, fulfilling your needs. It's more of a game in your brain. For me, it was a game. I wanted to see if I could beat 2 days without eating. And then it would go on to 3 days. And then it'd be like, let's go back to the 1 day thing because I'm not on the healthy journey anymore. And it was just all a lie. It really was such a bogus lie that I created in my head. And by the time my birthday came around, I was like, I hit my goal. I hit, I had lost 20 pounds, and I even did 3 extra pounds off, So I was so excited, and I was like, yes, I can feel so happy, so confident for my birthday, wear what I want, and feel comfortable about myself and not have to stress about, do my tatas look too massive, or do I have, a belly, or whatever. That was, end game. I was just so happy. But then I realized, crap, my birthday's over. I celebrated how I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Now what?
Yeah.
And I just realized it's never going to be fulfilled.
Nope.
There's always going to be the next
temporary
event, or there's ever a new celebration that's coming up that you want to look great for, or you want to, mentally prepare yourself for summer or whatever. Like, it's never going to end. So, like, why don't you stop focusing on that and remember, like, you have a whole lifetime to focus on yourself. Let's make it a one step at a time journny.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and take care of yourself while you're young.
Let's battle
so
with, like,
feel
your eating habits first.
Life.
Or let's work on how often you can take yourself to the gym, like, one step at a time.
Yeah.
You don't need to tackle, like, the 6-step plan of being a gym rat all in one day.
No.
And if you don't do the 6 out of the 6, then you fail. That's not it at all.
That's unrealistic.
It's a work in progress.
That's why with my clients, when they, because I do measurements every 4 to 6 weeks. So, like, our first month together.
It's usually longer for me.
Well, yeah, you're a troublemaker. But.
I'm like, don't do it, Mom.
I'm like, stop making excuses.
I'm
we
like
have to
standing
do
there
it.
like.
I call it my belt of truth, because as soon as I pull that measurement out, the truth comes out. Okay, fine. Maybe I haven't been as good as I said I was. But, yeah, so, like, within your first month, just focus on getting in the habit of working out. Because even though for some people that seems like the hard part, that's the easy part.
Mm-hmm.
Working out is the easy part, because once you get into the habit of it and you start to develop, like, a love for the gym.
Yeah. Like, I don't dread
easy.
it. I love being able to see, like, oh, you have a workout class at 5 p.m.
You get
today.
excited.
I get
and
excited.
You get addicted to the booty pump and the pump in general. Like, oh my God, I look good. You get addicted. So I'm like, trust me, the workout part's going to be easy. That's why I don't beat my girls up if their nutrition isn't perfect the first month. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, you cannot expect yourself to be perfect right away. Some women, they're like so freaking motivated and fired up that they do kill it within their first month with nutrition. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. That usually doesn't happen. Usually it's one
rare.
step at a time.
Yeah.
Progress, not perfection, is what I say.
Yeah.
As long as you're making some sort of progress. So you made progress in the gym. Okay, great. What's our next step? Mm-hmm. Now let's make progress in our water. Okay, great. Next. Now let's make progress in our nutrition.
I'm still working on the water thing.
Yeah, as I see you drink coffee.
Hey, you drink coffee too.
I want to. This acid reflux doesn't let me. Literally, when you texted me and asked me if I wanted coffee, I was laying next to Josiah, and I was like, oh, that was so dramatic. I'm like, I want to say yes so bad. And then I was like, oh, it's not worth it.
Eden's not going to allow
me. The whole podcast, I'll be like, I'll be burping, she'll be kicking, and I won't get any sleep tonight. So I was like, dang it. But you know what? As soon as she's out, I'm probably going to drink my coffee again. But you got to get your water in, too.
Yes. So there's just so many steps, but...
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's progress, not perfection. Don't beat yourself up if you're not perfect. And nutrition is the hardest part, because especially if you were raised a certain way to eat a certain way, or your family didn't teach you how to eat healthy, you're not going to be able to eat healthy right away. I'm going to have to educate you a lot before you
I've learned so much. I've learned so much. And sometimes I don't accept what she says, and I put it in the back burner. I'm like, not applicable.
I love you. I would never lie to you.
La-di-da.
Yeah.
But you know what? I've definitely grown a lot within, like, my journey of, finding comfort in eating and not feeling embarrassed to eat in front of other people, because I used to be, like, so ashamed. Like, I literally would be uncomfortable eating in front of other people. I just, like, take, like, a few bites and then be like, oh, I'm totally full. Like, I'll just to-go this.
Yeah, that's a disorder right there.
Yeah.
That's
and, like, certain textures.
Starving yourself in front of other people, binging at home.
Yes, and certain smells or textures in foods, I could not handle it. And people would think, like, oh, she's a picky eater. But I'm just like, I can eat whatever. Yeah. But, like, there are certain things that I'm not comfortable eating in front of other people. And smells, too, particularly. Yeah. Like, some things remind me of my past or my childhood. And I'm like, I can't touch that. Yeah. And I never realized that until people started showing me, like,
it's like, have you ever thought why?
That's not normal, sweetheart. Yeah. So now I'm very, very self-aware about my triggers, and I'm very grateful that I'm able to be more transparent, because this used to be, like, such a taboo thing, where we couldn't talk about it.
Yeah.
And, like, talking about it was really, like, oh, we should stay away from her. Like, she's not a good influence and all that stuff. But, like, I find it comforting now being able to talk about these things openly. When people want to know, I tell them. And I'm very upfront about it. And I think it's almost like a way for someone to find comfort in, you know.
Yeah, because maybe they're going through the same thing.
And they don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's so important. But obviously, last question, but obviously we're not all blessed and capable of working out with you because, one, they might not live in Arizona or financially it's not a thing.
Yeah.
It's just not going to work out. But if someone was looking for a trainer, what are certain things that they should be looking out for? Like green and red flags in a trainer.
I'd say for one, trust your intuition when you meet them. If you're going to do an in-person trainer, because usually you're right. If you feel like they're money hungry, they're going to show you they're money hungry, or they're going to try to be a hard closer. And I used to work for someone that was like that, and he tried pushing that on me, and I was like, dude, I'm so uncomfortable. Like, if someone doesn't want to train with me, I don't want to train with them either. Like, if we're not a good
weird
fit
dynamic
for
if
each
you
other,
have to.
then we're not. I'm not going to be the right trainer for everyone. And you might not be the right client for me, too. So if we're not going to work out, we're not going to work out. So if someone's trying to push you to close on day one, I say run.
Run for the hills.
It just shows that they are a money-hungry trainer, and they're just going to get you in through the door, and who knows if they're going to actually help you reach your goal. Because I just learned from the person I worked for, he would make all these promises, and he wouldn't fulfill crap. And you could tell his clients weren't getting results either, so it's like, but dang, he was good at getting clients. He had a lot of clients, so it makes you think, oh, I want to be like that trainer. No. He's just money hungry, and he can't keep his clients.
Yeah, for sure.
Look at their testimonials or their results. They should have some results from other clients. Or I used to train people for free because I wanted proof I knew what I was doing so that people would trust me.
Like having a portfolio, basically.
Exactly. Yeah. Make sure that there's literal proof and people say good things about them. And if they work for a corporate gym, I usually say also run, but I don't want to say that for every trainer. Just because you work for a corporate gym doesn't mean anything. But again, corporate gyms are pretty money hungry, sometimes not the most educated. Make sure you have a list of questions before you go in and meet them, and make sure they know how to answer them.
Yeah.
In a way that speaks to you.
Yeah.
And also make sure that they don't tear you down. Because some trainers will
They're not helpful at all.
Use emotions to get you to stick to your goals or get you to sign up too. Because that's like it's a tactic. A closer thing. Yeah. Where they use your emotions to get to you.
To make you feel bad about like how you look where you're at in your journey. And that you need to make change right now.
You're going down a bad path.
Yeah.
No. If they care about you, yes, they're going to be honest, but they're not going to be pushy about it.
Yeah.
They're going to show you they genuinely care about you.
Yeah.
So
I still remember like my first assessment with Maddie. I never once felt like she wanted to, let's set up your workout plan and your schedule with me for the next 6 months. It was never like that. And
text me if you want to do this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make you pay today. We're not signing up today.
Yeah.
No.
Just let me know if you think we clicked or not. Let me know. And if you want to schedule something in the next week, let's totally do it, babe.
Yes.
Yeah, like I literally remember our first encounter, and I remember immediately, like I needed someone that was more like a safe haven for me.
Yeah.
Than like, and almost like an escape from my reality.
Yes.
Because
and making sure it's someone that actually fits what you need in the gym, because some people do like aggressive trainers that are in your face and
screaming at
shit to you.
She doesn't yell at you.
Never.
So if you want to yell her, she's not for you.
I've like made a whole story post about it one time. I'm like, I just want you guys to know, not because anyone asked, but just so you know, if you want to train with me, don't expect me to be in your face.
Yeah, no.
I am a positive reinforcement type of gal, not a negative reinforcement. Yeah. I'm not going to be in your face.
She's the type of trainer that twerks on you while you are trying to pop a squat.
Yeah, if anything, I try to make the gym fun, which is why I let you guys be little shits and talk. Because I'm like, but look, they show up. They're seeing their friends here. Like, they look forward to the gym. My girls don't ever tell me, I did not want to come. Well, maybe sometimes, but if you're having a bad week. But usually, they look forward to coming to the gym.
It's and that's escape.
All I wanted. I want the gym to be a positive thing, not something you dread. And you're like, oh, dude, I'm going to die. This is going to suck.
It's kind of like training a dog.
You are going to die, but we're going to have fun while you do it.
Yeah. No, like, I feel like how it is with, like, a dog. Like, if you, if they're showing up to their door and you don't reinforce them and say, like, good job, or you make it a fun experience for them, they're going to associate that as a bad experience and that they don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, that's how I feel. It's our job to tell you guys when you're doing something right, too. Like, right away, even, excuse me, there she is. That's that acid reflux. But if I notice your form is really good or if you've improved in any way, I will tell you. I'm literally going to be your biggest fan. And I'm going to be honest with you, too.
Yeah, exactly. And that's all that you really could ask for and need in a trainer or, a little motivator. Like, it's not about screaming in your face and telling you how much you failed so far and that...
Don't be a wussy.
Yeah, like,
I only talk to you guys like that if I'm really close with you.
Oh, yeah. The OG girls have gone through it.
The OG girls
funny. It's funny.
And I'm never being serious, but...
she's
the girls I'm the closest with, I'm like, they'll say, Maddie, I cannot do that weight. And I'm like, shut up. Yes, you can. Do not be a pussy right now.
I know. Literally,
Or I'll be like, what's her face did it, and I know that you're just as strong as her. So do it.
I am not Julia's level, okay? She thinks I can pull, 55 or 60s on leg press, and I'm like, barely at 45. I'm just a baby. I have bad knees. I have bad knees, okay?
You do. That's why I try to be nicer with you with the heavy lifting. But at the same time, I'm like, you've been with me long enough.
Let's do some TLC.
I'm like, just come see me for a TLC. I'll fix you.
I never show up. I'm like, never mind.
I know what you can handle. Once you're with me for this long, it's like,
you know.
Don't tell me you can't do it. I know you can.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what you should be looking for in a trainer. So I hope that this episode was educational, helpful, eye-opening for you. I know I shared a little bit too much. I don't want to say I shared too much. I feel like I shared a very secretive and dark part of my life, but it's because I want to genuinely make an impact on other people's lives and have them recognize that their experiences are normal and they're okay to be things that you're experiencing. It's just the way that you carry on and carry yourself and see life.
Yes.
That's important. It's okay to be struggling with these things. I struggled with it too. And my trainer does too. But you just have to realize.
We've all gone through it. You just have to get through it.
Yep.
And don't hold bitterness over anyone who has said mean things, because for so long I was so mad at my mom. And I'm like, I could have just been healthy if you would have just taught me how to be healthy, but you taught me everything wrong. And I was so mad. But now I have no more anger because I'm like, you know what? Her mom did the same thing to her. And she just didn't know any better. And she's so insecure that she's putting it on me. And they mean well, but they don't really understand.
Exactly.
So that's why it's don't hold bitterness. Forgive them, because bitterness isn't going to fix anything.
Exactly.
And focus on just being healthy. That's all that matters.
Exactly. So I hope that this episode found you well. And if it triggered you, I am sorry. But I am here coming from a very good place. We're here to be supportive of you, and we just want to make this world a better place and have it be less toxic and have more positivity on, body imaging and all that stuff. So
food is friend.
Food is friend.
Like how they say, fish are friends. Food is friend. Eat your food, girl.
Eat your food. Get your protein in. Come on.
Yes.
Well, Madison, give us your social media and where our listeners can find you.
I am on the Instagram. And my @ is Madfitmaddison, Madison with 2 D's.
MADDISON.
Yes, ma'am. Give me a follow.
Yes, and if you get lucky, you'll see me on her stories, popping squats and looking like I want to kill her.
The booty pump.
Yeah. And you can find me at Patricia Ivyvo, Trish V Photo,